You're listening to Pack Dynamics, a Fandom on the Rocks podcast. Hello, welcome back to Pack Dynamics, a Teen Wolf podcast. I am Emily.
And I'm Allison.
And this is Season 3, Episode 4. Hooray.
Unleashed.
Yay. Unleashed. Yep. I'm going to hit the intro of it so that we don't go past it and then have to come back to it. So, while Scott tries to keep Isaac from engaging in a deadly confrontation with the twins, capitalized, in school, Stiles attempts to prove his theory that the killings have nothing to do with werewolves. This episode aired June 24th, 2013. Welcome back to The Terror.
Yeah, I feel like this episode has a lot to just, like, it's trying to set stuff up.
Yes.
Because as opposed to like season 1 and kind of season 2, where we had like the first bad and then the second bad, right now we kind of have like two simultaneous bads.
Yes, there's werewolf bad and there's unknown bad.
Yeah, there's werewolf bad and then human sacrifices bad. And like in this episode, Stiles is trying to be like, but dude, they're not connected. Dude, my good dude, they're not connected. And so I feel like this, just the way that this season is structured is a little bit different, which it's a little slow.
It is a little slow.
It's a little slow for me. And it's such a shame because everyone is like making really cool like pivots in their characters so far. But like it's a little slow. It's a little slow
and it is odd, but potentially makes sense that Stiles is for once out on his own doing something.
Yeah.
And isn't in the pack.
Yeah, because we had, for so long, we had like Scott and Stiles. And then kind of like werewolves over there.
Yep.
But now we've got, Derek and all of Derek's stuff. And then we've got Scott, who's kind of sort of still got Allison and kind of sort of got Isaac and is kind of sort of dealing with werewolf stuff and is kind of, and it's like, not that he's not with Stiles, but he's not as with Stiles as he has been in the last 2 seasons. So what I'm really excited about is this is sort of this episode really kind of sparked like the beginning of Stiles and Lydia, like as a team.
Yeah. Because later in the episode, Stiles is going to go to Lydia with his stuff and be like, you could tell he was aiming for like, solve this crime with me.
Yeah. This wasn't even like a flirt with me. This was like a be my buddy, solve this crime with me. Because like, he's the one who's going with her to like to find the dead bodies, and he's like these two are kind of becoming a team. So it's like werewolves over here and then werewolves over here and then like the human-y people kind of in the middle. And it's just it's a different dynamic than it has been the last few seasons, and I'm not mad about it, but it is different and it kind of takes a little getting used to.
Yeah.
But anytime you can put Stiles and Lydia in a room together to be smart, I'm here. I'm ready. Let's go.
Yeah. Part of me is like, why are they even in school? I mean, they should be in school, but at the same time, like, just test out. What are you doing?
Yeah, just test out. Let's go. Let's just go.
Nothing good happens in this high school, so what are you doing here?
And it's only going to get worse.
I don't know how this place still remains open and accredited.
Dude, the school, the hospital, the sheriff's office, this entire town should be condemned.
Is there a good place to be in this town? I don't know. There doesn't seem to be a safe space.
In Fic, there are a lot of coffee shops and bakeries, but I haven't seen one in Canon.
You know what? Canon or Fanon, is there actually a coffee shop in Beacon Hills?
And does Stiles own it? Because
we'll have to
so often does.
Stay tuned to Season 6 of Pack Dynamics when we find out if Stiles owns a coffee shop.
Deep sigh.
Sigh. So this episode cold opens at the vet's office at an unknown time with Deaton and Scott working on a tiny pup who knows, needs some help. I don't know why Scott isn't wearing gloves during this procedure.
I love that Deaton's an actual veterinarian.
He's doing real vet stuff.
Yeah, I don't think we saw him do a single veterinary thing in season 2. So this is the first time in like a year he's worked on a patient.
Yeah, I mean, it was a bit odd that the owner was in with the patient doing the exam. Like, take that dog in the back. Like, what's happening here? Put on some gloves. I know you're a werewolf, but like, let's keep up appearances.
Yeah.
But there's a nice little moment where the dog kind of like listens to Scott, and the owner says like, looks like he knows who the alpha is, and Deaton's spidey senses are all a tingle.
literally the look that Deaton gives Scott. I'm like, hello, sir. Hello.
You could see like plot point above his head.
Yeah, you could literally hear the like click, 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 click.
There was a remember this moment in all bold above him.
Pretty much.
So after the appointment, the dog, whose name is Bullet, does not want to get into the car and runs off down a dark alley. This is why we use leashes on our pets.
Deep.
Because the owner goes after the dog down this dark and spooky alley to reach, very spooky, to reach under a garbage dump to reach where his dog gets bit. But that's not his dog. His dog is on the other side of the alley.
So what does he do?
He doesn't get up and leave. He remains kneeling in the dark, looking under a garbage dump.
And he reaches back for it. Like, sir.
You dumb motherfucker. And he hears like a little spooky voice like, closer, come closer.
Is it just me, or is like the spooky abductor voice got like a very like Avatar The Last Airbender kind of like Fire Nation backtrack to it?
It does, yeah. It's got some like doom, 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 doom.
Exactly. Every time I hear it, I'm like, oh, it's Avatar.
And then the Fire Nation attacked.
Exactly.
So he's gone.
Bye-bye.
He's gone. Scott, so they've discovered mistletoe in Bullet's stool, which is poisonous to both dogs and werewolves.
Remember this moment.
Remember this plot point. And Scott hears Bullet come barking. There's the dog, but no owner. I don't know why Scott didn't hear the ruckus in the alleyway, which is directly behind the vet clinic. Yeah,
I don't know. Maybe he was deep in mistletoe conversation with his boss. I'm not entirely sure.
Yeah, like he didn't notice something was like going on, but he didn't. So we've got a dog with no owner, a missing person, a creature hanging out under garbage bins, and I guess now a dog available for adoption in Beacon Hills.
He's a cutie, but he's a
cutie.
He's got 2 dog brothers at home.
Yeah, so there are 3 dogs available. Well, I guess we find out that the missing person is a senior at the school, so I guess he has parents.
Yeah, he's got parents.
So, okay, so it was Bullet, Trigger, and something else.
Something else.
I forget. Yeah.
Winchester? McAllister?
No.
You would have remembered?
Dean, Sam, Cass. That would actually have been really funny. Yeah, so that's our cold open. We've got another potential missing person in town. Things are not looking up for the people of Beacon Hills.
Indeed not.
Do we like the cut then to Jennifer Blake walking through the school at an unknown time, allegedly is scared of something?
She is a nice English lady with her pretty shoes and her nervous body language. And you know what? She is a relatable queen in this moment.
Is she?
Well, she got stuck in a basement with several scary monsters and is now like worried.
Why is she always alone in the school?
Because she's the only one who gets there on time. Everybody else is late, always.
That seems to be the case. Well, the thing that apparently scares her is the fact that Derek is waiting alone in the classroom for her.
I mean, like, on the one hand, I get it. A man who you don't know in your classroom alone will cause for concern.
And who you did see wolf out.
Yeah, but cutie patootie Derek Hale, who we all know is probably not going to kill you. Probably, yeah. You know, like, okay.
Probably. He's probably chill.
He's probably chill. And she, like, goes after him with, like, a stick, like a pointer.
Yeah, it's like a board pointer. I was like, I haven't seen one of those in forever.
Forever.
Yeah. He's there to check on her and to see if she's okay. They flirt a little bit.
Derek loves a pretty lady in distress.
Yeah, I guess. They flirt over the Crucible being an allegory for McCarthyism, which Derek would remember because he took this class 3 years ago.
Yes, because Derek is canonically not as old as he looks.
Not with that beard.
Even right now, I'm going, it's on the internet because Derek is always talked about on the internet. And they're like, Derek is so much older. I'm like, my guys, my dudes, canonically.
You cannot retcon him into an old man.
The scripture says.
The holy text.
The holy text says that in the pilot, that man is 19 years old. Now, does he have an impressive beard for a college junior? Yes. Yes, he does.
He does.
But like, that
and
man
that's okay.
He is just now of drinking age.
Oh,
like
poor guy.
He's literally like, they've been there, what, like a year?
Yeah, about.
Yeah, because this is the start of the kids' junior year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is the start of the Pack's junior year. So they've been there about a year. So Derek is... So I think later we get canonical confirmation that his birthday is on Christmas, I think.
Yeah,
That's going to be a season 4 problem.
Yeah.
But like, assuming he's a Christmas baby, he's 20 years old, about to turn 21.
You know he hates being a Christmas baby.
Oh, absolutely he does. Now, canon or fan, I think that's canon, but we'll get there in season 4.
Yeah. Well, stay tuned for canon or fanon.
Yeah, stay tuned for canon or fanon. But like, just because he looks like a 30-year-old man.
And you know what? So does Boyd. Boyd looks like he's in his 20s.
Yes, he does. 100%.
He's a grown-ass man. He could pick you up and throw you across the room.
100%. Isaac, like, honestly, at this point, none of them really look.
I think the closest are Scott and Stiles still.
The closest. But in my little brain, they look, at this moment in season 3, like more like college juniors.
Yeah, they're...
than high school juniors.
Mm-hmm.
But that's neither here nor there. We're just going to ignore the fact that 20-year-old Derek is flirting with a teacher. And accept what our eyes are telling us, which is that like a 27-ish-year-old man is flirting with a grown woman.
And that is generational trauma from what happened to him from Kate.
Correct. 100%. So we're just going to ignore the canon in this moment because it makes our lives a lot easier.
It does.
But they're both being really, frankly, super freaking cute.
Yes.
Like Jennifer with her line about therapy, and like Derek, his English nerd coming out, his allegory for McCarthyism. Like they're both super cute in this moment.
He cracked a smile.
He did. His little bunny feet and everything.
I hate this, but it happens.
Yeah, if you fast forward a little bit, you're going to say, no, stop it, no. But in this moment, like, they're pretty cute.
You're like, if you don't know what's happening, you're like, oh, okay. Derek,
if you don't know what's about to happen, this is really, really cute. If you do know what's about to happen, it means that Derek is in a cycle of abuse with himself and needs to get out of it right now.
Oh, buddy. Yeah. So lacrosse has now become cross country. Right? I didn't know that it was a requirement for lacrosse players to also be in cross country, but apparently at Beacon Hills High, it is.
I imagine it's a requirement if you don't play a fall sport.
Keeps those legs running.
Yeah, but my question is, at the beginning of season 1, which was the beginning of school, wasn't it lacrosse season, or was it the beginning of the semester?
Why weren't they playing cross country then? Mm-hmm.
If season 1 starts at the beginning of the spring semester, then that makes sense. But if it starts at the beginning of the fall, no, it's got to start at the beginning of the spring, because there's a bunch of ice dragon breath and everyone's wearing scarves. That was in January. So it's only been a semester. It has only been a semester.
Yikes.
Oh my gosh. Everything is terrible.
That can't be true. That can't be right.
It's gotta be.
Yeah.
Yeah, because cross country is a fall sport.
It's a fall sport, yeah.
Cross country is a fall sport. So, like, I imagine if they're not playing soccer or volleyball or...
I mean, unless the writers just fucked up and introduced cross country for season 3.
Maybe. I don't know. But, well, because Peter resurrects in the Worm Moon, which is in, like, March, right?
Yes.
Like, we're doing timeline stuff. We shouldn't be doing timeline stuff.
I know. You're like, wait a minute. They're not going to follow
timeline is
this.
monsters. But, like...
Yeah, the Worm Moon is in March. Yeah.
Yeah, because the Worm Moon, I think, is in March, and so that's when Peter resurrected. So, like, all of season 1 has to be in, like, January, February. Yikes.
I can't. That's
we're not
shitty.
talking about it. We're not talking about it. So, lacrosse practice has not started because the lacrosse team is now the cross-country team, because that's how Beacon Hills decides to run things.
Yes. Scott is telling Stiles about the missing dude from the vet, who I had assumed was a grown-ass man. He's not. We'll find out later.
Yeah.
Stiles is very impolitely asking Scott if the dude looked like he could have been a virgin. Virginal. I do love Scott's comeback of like, no, definitely not. Deaton makes me have sex with all of his clients. New policy.
Sass Master McCall. My hat is off to you, sir.
So good.
With a straight face.
Straight face. Stiles looks aghast at getting like called out like that from his bud.
Yes.
He's like, because usually that kind of line comes from him.
Yeah.
And he's not often the one taking that kind of snark from somebody.
No.
But Stiles is not
outwitted.
He's been outwitted. He is not in a joking mood because he is a virgin and he is worried that he is next on the list for this creature.
Yeah.
And he gets his another fairly iconic moment in the Stiles Stilinski canon of quotes of someone needs to have sex with me like today. Someone needs to sex me right now. And then the locker slams shut and Danny's face just pops up. Hello, Danny. Who's like, yeah, I'll do it, but plan to stay the night. I like to cuddle.
And in By Stiles number 8007, Stiles is like not feeling any negative feelings about this. There's no like, ew, no, not. He's like, oh, really? That's so sweet.
It's not a no from Stiles.
It's not a no from Stiles. That is like a very not no from Stiles. But Stiles, being a teenage boy, knows that it's not real. Are you kidding? Of course I'm kidding.
It's like, don't play with my emotions.
Don't play with my emotions.
Yeah.
It's like, it's not canon. By Stiles is not canon. Also, congratulations to the 911 fandom on getting their canonically bi firefighter, I think. Congratulations.
Yes.
Stiles walked so that, is it Buck?
Evan Buckley, yes.
Evan. So Buck. Stiles walked so Buck could run.
He did. He got his first bi kiss.
Yes, I love this for him.
A hot guy. Not the hot guy everyone expected.
No,
maybe down the line. Hawkeye just the same. The actor has been so good about this storyline has gotten all sorts of really positive press. It's really nice that they're getting all sorts of like magazine articles and interviews and all sorts of stuff, like really not like sweeping it under being like, okay, it happened and goodbye, but they're like talking about it. And the actor Oliver Stark has been out there like responding to negative comments being like, fucking deal with it, man. He's a bi firefighter. Shut the fuck up. Yeah. If
he's going to come rescue you from your house, you're still going to swoon. It doesn't matter.
Exactly. So it's been really cute because all the other like the Destiel fandoms, all these other like
we're all cheering for you. We're all right here next to you. Like, yes, go.
The Supernatural fan was like, you did it.
You did it. Yeah. But Stiles here is like, the man is a screaming bisexual. But Stiles walked. Stiles walked.
He did. He stumbled. He flailed.
He flailed.
He fell down a few times.
He did. He sure does. But yes, so it's cross country season, baby.
It is. So now instead of watching them throw balls, we get to watch them run on dirt. Isaac's there. He's late for some reason. But we also have the twins who still don't have names in the show.
Bummer.
We know that they're Ethan and Aiden. So we're going to start calling them Ethan and Aiden because it's annoying. Honestly, I'm going to fuck up which one is which for a little while until they start having personalities.
Until they pair off.
Until they pair off because they're not named in the show and for a few more scenes and it's so annoying. So Isaac's like, these are the guys that tried to kill me before.
Yeah.
I'm going after them. So in front of the team, God and Country, Isaac is going to chase down the twins on school grounds and, I don't know, murder them?
That seems reasonable.
Yeah. It doesn't work out, but Scott shows up to make it a fairer fight. But their fight gets interrupted by a bloody scream from a woman because there is another dead body on the path. And
when they find the body, like, and they're talking about it, Stiles has tears like in his eyes.
I know. Because he couldn't.
He's so scared. He's so
so scared.
Because for the first time, he doesn't know what's happening and he thinks that it's coming for him.
Mm-hmm.
And it is just, ugh.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Because I think he's thought that in these previous troubles, these things that they've gotten themselves into, that it's supernatural. The werewolves are going to hunt each other. He might get caught in the crossfire, maybe,
Right.
but like they're not really out for him. They're out for Scott. They're out for Derek. They're out for Erica.
Yeah.
But they're not out for humans. And this time they are.
Yeah. Like
And
humans
he
that
is
he's
one of
ticking
them.
all the boxes of.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. So the sheriff's department shows up. I don't know why all the students are still just standing there staring at a dead body. It feels like maybe the teachers could have taken them away from the crime scene.
You would think, but I have to believe that Coach was just hanging out towards the back of the line and just like didn't get there for a while.
That's true. That's true. Because those werewolves took off a running.
Yeah, they really did.
But yeah, the sheriff does agree with Stiles that it is like the other deaths, which I hope gave Stiles some, not comfort, but like, okay, my dad believes me.
Some vindication.
Yeah. Yeah. Because they're fighting a little. The trio of Stiles, Isaac, and Scott are kind of fighting about Stiles thinks it's not the werewolves. Isaac thinks it's the twins who are murdering these people this way. And Scott's just like, I don't know, guys.
But yeah, when they find Bullet's dad,
Kyle.
like his girlfriend finds him, and that is just a rough moment. And my favorite is that the twins start looking and they look concerned.
Mm-hmm.
They're so good at like smug. They're so good at like, but they look concerned. They're like, oh shit, what is this?
Which is not good because they're tied to Deucalion, who seems to know everything in this instance. So if they don't know what's going on, then
the Duke might not know what's going on.
What's happening?
Yep. We get another really incredible Stiles line as he's trying to talk to Scott and Isaac about the murders, talking about, the threefold death and how they were all, stabbed and garroted. There's a distinct lack of werewolfitude in these murders.
Mm-hmm. I love his quips. Werewolfitude.
The lack of werewolfitude in these murders.
Mm-hmm.
And Isaac seems to give no fucks. Isaac is like, murder? No. Yes, please.
I mean, he's been waiting to get back at the twins since they mowed him down on that motorbike in the premiere. So he's raring to kill. I mean, I think he's felt like an outsider even though he's been a part of the pack.
Yeah, so it's not going to get any better for him this episode. So
God, I hate this episode.
It's rough. There's a lot of rough stuff in this episode. All right, let's keep going.
This is not my favorite episode. Okay, so we've got the loft and we've got Cora working out while Derek is watching her and telling her to knock it the fuck off because she is not done healing. And Cora takes the opportunity to sort of, not monologue, but be like, I came back for this, but it's like, where were you? Like, we don't actually get any answers as to where Cora has been and why she's alive when we and Derek thought that she's been dead for the last 10 years.
Yeah. And
we get this thing like she's heard rumors of a powerful new alpha building a pack in Beacon Hill. So she came back and found that Derek was alive. But where have you been? And why didn't you come and check? Like, how did he think that you were dead and you thought that he was dead, but no one called? What has been going on?
I don't know.
But then Derek delivers a terrible line of, I'm sorry to disappoint you. And I cried a little bit.
Ugh. And like, we'll see this as they continue this episode. But at the end of the day, they have such a classic sibling relationship because Cora is just like emotionally and attempting to physically, but definitely emotionally beating the crap out of Derek. And Derek is being a shitty brother. It's like, you've been gone for, 6-9 years. I've missed you. I love you. I can't believe you're still alive. Oh, well, I'm sorry to disappoint you.
Yeah. It's like, yeah, I'm so sorry.
But then the alarm system goes off in the loft and Derek and Cora are like, fuck. And so Ennis busts in and Cora's getting chokeslammed because she runs at him. And
she wastes no time. She's just like, whoosh.
She's just like, whoosh. And then, so Ennis is dealing with Cora, and then Kali shows up and her toes doing some excellent footwork. And, so like, I think one of the things that we have to that we keep looking at with the Alpha Pack is how outmatched Derek and Scott are against Kali.
That is what I wrote
Ennis
in my notes. It's just like, how is she this good?
How is she this fucking good? Like, it is wild because she decides for fun and for profit, or maybe just because she was feeling really strong, I guess. She rips a pipe out of the wall and just shish kebabs Derek to his floor.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. In seconds.
Instantly.
Is it because Derek hasn't been training because his family is dead? Is it that because he has some morals and he's held back by his belief in blah, 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 and they're just psychotic? Or is it simply for plot that he gets nearly killed every couple of episodes?
Seriously. And but the sibling part is that Cora here is immediately panicking.
Mm-hmm.
30 seconds ago, she was like, I came back for you. I came back for this. Mm-hmm. And then all of a sudden, he gets almost dead. And she's like, but no, that's my big brother. Yeah. Okay, guys.
The only person who gets to hurt him is me.
That's right. Except for the other guy who's definitely going to try to hurt him, who just waltzes into the room. Mr. Deucalion. Hello, Deucalion. Welcome back.
What up, buddy? I was going to stick with this whole loft scene. Instead of cutting back and forth to it, because otherwise you lose the momentum.
Well, Deucalion just starts to monologue.
He does start to monologue. He's there. He's all snark, and he wants to have a chit chat while Derek is on his hands and knees, bleeding through a pipe and out of his mouth. That I guess they can't get tetanus.
I guess, or maybe it just heals. I don't know.
It's lockjaw in a werewolf seems like it'd be really uncomfortable. So what Deucalion wants is for Derek to kill only one, which is, I guess, nice of him, of his own pack, and then to join Deucalion's Alpha Pack, because I guess it turns out, killing your own betas lets you add their power to you, making you super strong. And that's what Deucalion has done in the past, is he killed his entire pack and slurped up and absorbed their powers to make him the alpha of alphas and the demon wolf, which I giggled at because I was like, Jesus, man.
I am the alpha of alphas. I am the apex of apex predators. I am death, destroyer of worlds. I am the demon wolf.
As lightning and thunder crackled in the background, can he control the weather? What's happening? And
he shatters his own sunglasses, and I'm like, what is he is.
He was like, oh, I hate when that happens. So how often do you shatter your own glasses?
Yikes.
And then he does it's this lovely gross ass thing that people do, is he touches Derek's face. He's he looks just like his mother. Ew, stop it.
Stop it.
Stop it. He hasn't really explained why he wants Derek in particular to join his Alpha Pack. Nothing in the show has said that Derek especially is a good alpha to add anything. He's just getting his ass beat down by these other alphas.
All the time.
All the time. So other than it being a power play to remove a chess piece off the Beacon Hills board, so if Derek ruins his life and his morals by killing one of his betas and then joins the Deucalion Alpha Pack, that it removes him from play for whatever scheme Deucalion's got going on.
Right.
It's not like he's this version of Derek is not particularly skillful.
No.
We love him.
We do, but not particularly a great alpha.
No.
I also have in a note here, the number of times Cora has to crouch around a dead or dying person on the floor in this loft is obscene.
It really is.
Cora and this floor have a lot of time together, and I'm really upset about it.
Yeah. This loft is already ruined.
Correct. It's already ruined.
He just moved in. He hasn't really decorated, and it's already disgusting. I'm glad the floor is... Well, actually, the floor being concrete is worse because that blood's going to soak in.
Yeah.
So that's not good.
Yeah.
Kali removes the pole from Derek that ripped to that shirt.
There's a gross squelching noise.
I know.
Yeah.
It's gross. It was gross. So yeah, I'm assuming he heals. I would love to see a scene. I mean, that's what Fic is for. I guess we don't need it in the show, but like, do they eat extra red meat and like iron to heal? Like, what's the process here?
Well, I don't know. At some point, someone's got to feed them some water because they're weak and sad.
Where's Stiles?
He is at school.
Well, speaking of
Healing
school,
with a dead
everyone
body.
is at school. For once, people are in class.
Yeah, because everyone's in class except for Cora.
We start with French class. Miss Morel is teaching French class. Although, I mean, I don't know if it's the actress, but nothing about her to me feels like a teacher. She just looks like a questionable bad guy stalking through a class. Like if I were a parent and I came to visit this class and I saw Miss Morel teaching, I'd be like, are you accredited?
Well, like I
Are you
think
supposed to be here?
I think she could be a teacher. I just like don't think she likes kids that much.
No, she does not.
Which is like, that's the thing when teachers give you the willies, because like most teachers to some extent like hanging around kids in like not in a gross way, but like they actively enjoy the way that kids just are, because they're specific. Kids are specific. They're not good or bad. They're just they're big and messy in ways that you don't expect. And you've got to find that fun if you're going to be a teacher. Right. And I just don't think Miss Morel likes kids. I just don't think she likes them. And like that's the vibe I get. And
poor Allison has fallen asleep in class.
And she gets detention for it, jerk face.
She does. She gets lunch detention.
Ugh.
And she and Miss Morel are at an impasse because they were both at the bank the other night and neither of them wants to discuss why.
Again,
fair.
I get it. And also maybe we could solve some problems by working together.
Couldn't we just? Speaking of working together, that segue doesn't make any sense at all. But it's time for physics class where Mr. Harris is teaching physics. The subject is
physics or chemistry? It's got to be physics, right?
It has to be physics because they're teaching about momentum.
And momentum and inertia. So that's physics. Yeah.
That's physics. I wrote physics and I was like, didn't he used to teach chemistry? But
I wrote chemistry because it was Harris, but they wouldn't have learned about momentum and inertia in chemistry class. They're learning about physics. But yeah.
Okay, but they're learning about momentum and inertia because that's tied thematically to the plot.
Correct.
It has nothing to do with the school curriculum. It's just simply Isaac is momentum in this plot because he cannot keep himself from going after the twins. That's why they're studying momentum.
Pretty much. And Isaac...
Wouldn't that be really funny if your class schedule was tied to like plot points in your life?
I think it would really give me an extra large ego because it would confirm my main character energy.
Oh, true. Mine would just be like a sad, like, why is every day poetry day? Why are we still reading Emily Dickinson? What the fuck?
Are you trying to tell me something?
Like, I get it. I'm sad. Okay. Jesus.
Why is Taylor Swift playing in the hallway? Why are we still reading? Why are we talking about philosophy?
Why are we...
the inevitability of death. I am death, destroyer of worlds.
We're still reading Pride and Prejudice? My God.
Heathcliff on the moors.
Spoiler alert, it doesn't work out.
Well, that's Wuthering Heights. But yes, still, it doesn't work out. It still doesn't work out.
He keeps his wife in the attic? What?
Yeah, no. Bad news bears. Bad news bears.
Anyway.
Okay. Speaking of people keeping wives in the attic, why is that the answer in so many books we had to read in high school? Like number of rich men who were like flirting with the protagonist the whole book who had a wife in the attic. Like, why? What?
Okay. Well, I think that's a whole other podcast.
That's a whole other question. I have questions.
Honestly, that'd be a really great podcast of like, what's up with the mad woman in the attic?
Yeah, seriously. But that trope is the worst, and so is Mr. Harris.
Yeah, I mean, like, Rochester is like, oh, it's to keep her from harming other people, but really, it's like hiding his own sins, right? It's been a while since I read it.
Yeah. But it's monsters. It's monsters.
Although my favorite line from that is, say, Edward, give me my name. Say, Edward, I will marry you, which is so like beautiful. And then you're like, but there's a fucking woman in the attic. What the shit?
It can be two things.
It can be both. Actually, dissecting why men keep hiding their sins in the attic while trying to flirt with a younger woman maybe explains the whole of the patriarchy.
Yeah. As does Adrian Harris. The fucking worst.
Who's probably hiding a dead body in an attic somewhere.
It would not surprise me. It would not.
Because remember, he was flirting with a high school student or something like that. It's like some young woman at the rave. Remember?
Right. Yeah.
He was at the rave with a bunch of high school kids.
Yeah. And he got seduced by Kate Argent, and like something was going on with him and Matt. Like as a whole. Yeah, he's the fucking worst.
He is the worst.
Isaac is desperately just about to murder everyone in his path. And he just like, Danny's answering a question and he just interrupts, asks to go to the bathroom, and just runs out into the hallway. And Scott is trying to help. Yeah. And
can I also go to the bathroom?
And then Adrian Harris just decides to rip him a new one, talking about, you know, if his bladder exploded and secreted urine all over it. I'm like, sir.
Yeah.
My good dude. Fucking
You're the
stop
worst.
it.
The absolute worst. The twins are waiting for Isaac in the hallway. I guess they don't have to go to class. I'm not entirely sure if they were supposed to be in French, math, English, history, wherever they're supposed to be.
Cross country.
But they're still running laps.
They're still running laps.
So Aiden, right, starts beating up Ethan.
Yes.
In the hallway. Are there not cameras in this high school hallway? Because my high school had cameras everywhere.
Well, mine didn't, but it wasn't this big. Like if you can see the hallway from like every classroom. Like someone would have heard it.
I would think so. Well, people did hear it because Aiden is beating up Ethan so that when Mr. Harris and everyone comes back out into the hallway, they think that it was Isaac who beat up Aiden. Or beat up Ethan.
Just out of nowhere.
Yeah. Oh no, why did he do it? And I'm
just sitting here watching the twins beat each other up, and I'm screaming at my computer, Isaac, for the love of God, go back to class. Just go back to class.
Leave.
Just leave. Just leave. Just walk away.
There. Like, dum-dum, what are you doing? But then I was like, aren't there cameras? Just to be like, no, see, he did it to himself. Like,
he did it to himself.
And this gets Isaac lunch detention for physical violence and not like an arrest report.
Correct. Yeah, because Ethan is just like on the ground, and who starts to comfort him except for Mr. Danny.
Oh, yes. Danny shows up.
Danny shows up and starts to flirt a little bit with Ethan, and we love this for him, except that, you know, whatever.
Mm-hmm. We do love this for him, except that Stiles is still looking for someone to sex him up.
I'm just saying. Only one of these two has, you know, really done the physical violence thing, and it's not Stiles. So
it's not Stiles, yes. And then, well, later we do also see Aiden flirting with Lydia.
And the look on Scott's face. Ooh. Like, we think, oh yeah, Scott's still hung up over Allison. Scott's still whatever. Scott is hung up over fucking Lydia Martin. Look at the look on his face.
He is not into it.
He is not into it. That is not a protective friend. That is like a territorial werewolf is what that is.
Mm-hmm. And Lydia turns Aiden down for this like study date, whatever thing happening. But this is also clearly Aiden trying to like fuck with the pack.
For sure.
So that's going to be our pairings off is Aiden, Lydia, Ethan, Danny, which does help everyone remember their names eventually.
Correct.
So in our almost completely separate storyline, we have Stiles over in the sheriff's department, not in class.
Is he in the sheriff's department, or is he like in like the principal's office? Like,
I couldn't tell. Sometimes the sets look the same. If he's in the
still at school, I think they're all still at school.
Because like the FBI, he's like the FBI is in town. It's like, is the FBI going to show up at the school? Well, if he's still in the school, it's better. But he's not in class.
No, he's not in class.
But what he wants is to talk to Ashley, who is dead Kyle's girlfriend. And again, very impolitely asking if Kyle was a virgin, because that is what he is dead set on figuring out the pattern for. And she slaps the shit out of him.
Which he deserves.
He deserves, but says that Kyle wasn't a virgin.
So the pattern has changed.
The pattern has changed and disrupted. And that worries Stiles as well because it means he can't find a pattern to follow. Oh. But what do we know about patterns from Lydia later? Can't find a pattern on one data point.
On one data point.
So it's going to be a problem for everybody.
Gotta wait for something else.
Yep. Which apparently is lunch detention.
Yeah?
Do you ever have to serve lunch detention?
No.
I did once in middle school. And it involved sitting in a room to eat my lunch.
I feel like that would be a thing that you would enjoy doing.
I know. I was like, this is fine.
This is fine.
This is cool. We didn't have to like stalk a janitor's closet. Which also feels like a 5-minute project.
Closet. It's got too many chemicals in it. Like you can't test a child with that.
I know. And it also feels like this would take them minutes and then they're done.
Yeah. Maybe it's just task-based.
Yeah. Or it's Mr. Harris being a dick-based.
Well, yeah, that too.
So obviously they're in a small room, which we know that Isaac does not like.
Yeah, Isaac gets paired with Allison and he's really upset about it and asks Mr. Harris, like, can I not do this? And Adrian Harris is like, now that I know that you don't want to do it, I'm going to force you to do it extra hard because I hate everyone I've ever seen in my whole life.
Yes.
And Isaac and Allison are in this little tiny room and Isaac is not great with small places. Thank you, Daddy Leahy, for,
ruining this boy.
Ruining this boy and being the worst. So, like, Isaac's got the door open and everything's cool. And he and Allison are, like, talking back and forth because, Allison kind of saved him that night that they were after Boyd and Cora. But Allison also stabbed Isaac a lot.
Like 20 times. I did like that Isaac was like, was this you trying to apologize? And she's like, would you accept one?
Well, that would be the only apology she'd make this whole time. So you should take it because you're the only one she's apologizing to.
You are the only soul she is apologizing to.
The only one.
So I would take it for the team.
But all of a sudden...
Oh no, the door to the storage closet just like randomly closes on them. But really what has happened is someone has closed it and pushed the vending machine against the door.
Yeah. I also really appreciate these super cool emergency lights that happen in the janitor's closet.
Yeah.
But, Allison knows that Isaac is about to have a very bad time and she tries real hard to like bring him down from it. And it doesn't work all that great.
Nope. No, it doesn't. Which, we're assuming... Okay, not assuming anything. This is the twins working without Deucalion's knowledge, right?
I bet, yeah.
I think so. This is just the twins being a dick to Isaac. But do they know that he is afraid of small spaces? Or were they just like, here's something that's going to be annoying, not knowing that it would be so problematic for Isaac and could involve him attacking Allison?
I mean, I would imagine that we don't know what they know and what they don't know, but I would say that they probably don't know about Isaac's traumatic history with small spaces, but probably do know about the tumultuous fight that happened between Allison and the pack.
Okay.
So it's like if you trap a strong werewolf in there with a hunter who's tried to hurt them before, like that's going to be a thing that explodes. That's my read.
That's your read. Because I was trying to figure out like how much purpose, like what were they expecting would happen? What level of sadisticness are we looking at here?
Seriously. But it turns out to not matter because who comes to the rescue is Scotty McCall. Hooray.
Scotty boy. Thank God too, because could have gotten messy in there, and then what would the school have done?
It would have, mopped up the blood and sent everybody back to class.
I know. Well, yeah, because they had to mop up the blood. Who cleaned up the Derek's blood from the boiler room?
Dude, I don't know. I don't know.
Did some janitor go in there like after the fact? Like what is this? There's viscera in here.
What kind of creature died in here?
There's chunks of abs in here.
Pretty much. But no, so Scott McCall comes to the rescue and, gets everybody out of there. Thank goodness. But in my little heart of hearts, we all know what has happened this day. we know what has formed this day. The triad. The triad has formed this day.
Yes. Isaac, Allison, and Scott.
Isaac, Allison, and Scott. Oh, so good.
We stan.
Well, I do stan. I do. This was like the first, these three were pretty much the first like fictional throuple I ever attached to.
Okay.
And I'm like, everyone like is fighting like Allison and Scott. No, Scott and Isaac. And then like Allison and Isaac start to flirt. And I'm like, yeah, everyone's got two hands. Just put your hands, just hold hands.
Yeah.
Scott's got two hands.
Scott's got two hands, baby.
Scott's got two hands. Just let him use both hands. And I have such deep, warm, fuzzy feelings for Scott and Allison and Isaac.
I think also because they have just like a slight look of dope to them. Like they're all just a little like confused all the time.
Just a little.
Just like
they're all a little love drunk.
Just a little all the time.
They're just a little love drunk, and I love them so much.
Yep. Yep.
Now, do we want to talk about the things that the triad continues to do, or should we move on to the rest of the school?
Ooh. I think we should. Okay. Well, that's interesting because now at the end of the episode, the storylines start to blop together a little bit.
Okay. So we're gonna kind of go a little more in chronological order. So Stiles has come away from his meeting with the dead guy's girlfriend and is like trying to figure out like what's going on.
He's just trying to find like a connection with like anything.
Yeah.
And he runs into, so there's like a locker memorial set up for Kyle and runs into Boyd. And I put like Boyd in my notes, who was leaving a little memorial at the memorial. Whoops.
Was leaving a little thing.
And he was like, oh, I didn't know you were friends. And fucking Boyd is like, I only had one friend and she's dead too. Like,
and I immediately start to cry. Now, my note in here is all caps, Boyd, 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 Boyd. It's so good to hear your voice. And
I know
it reminds me, he doesn't really talk much in season 2. He talks a little bit in Ice Pick.
Yeah.
You know, like 50, like pho, and I want to be like you. But he doesn't, like, I forgot what he sounded like. And I don't like that. But
no, it's actually really disappointing that he has so few lines.
He has so few lines. The number of things that they did a disservice to in this show. And one of them in, underlined, capital letter, highlighted is Vernon Boyd III.
Yes, absolutely.
Like, Vernon Boyd the fourth?
Third.
I
want to say
Vernon Boyd. Vernon Boyd. Boyd. I need to know so much more about you. Boyd.
I know. Well, it turns out that Boyd was in junior ROTC together with Kyle. And that is their little connection, which isn't important at that moment, but will be important soon.
Yeah, because...
So put a pin in it.
Because Stiles continues to try to find everyone who will listen to him and ends up with Lydia. And
Lydia! Who's, I think, just been going to class all day.
Yeah, she's been going to class all day, just being cute and going to class.
Yeah.
And, like, this season really starts to kind of ramp up Stiles and Lydia seeing each other as people and, like, turning a little more into friends than into lovers because... Like, you gotta build a foundation first. Like, the blinding crush just isn't going to cut it. But there's so many quick pops back and forth and talking about human sacrifices and dead baby day and every day is dead baby day. And I like the vibes of this conversation are incredible. And Stiles is like desperately trying to come up with data points. Is like, it's people with little dogs. And Lydia's like, I'm not getting rid of my little dog. And she points out the thing that you pointed out earlier is that you can't make a judgment on anything based off of one data point. And then you're right. And so we have to kind of keep looking. Yep.
We have to find more. She does tell Stiles to leave it to the sheriff, which is like, come on, Stiles better than that. He's not going to leave it to the sheriff.
He should, but he will not. He refuses. And so we then flash to school where they are no longer in class. They are between classes because Allison is committing crimes again. Allison is helping Isaac hotwire a motorcycle and then has to teach him how to drive it, apparently, because he's never driven one before. And they're like, their faces are really close and they're flirting and it's incredible. And then in yet another shout out to my firstborn daughter and best girl, Erica Reyes, Scotty just like walks into class with his like little shit-eating grin.
Yeah.
And talks to the twins and just starts like pulling car pieces, just like little motorcycle pieces, just like out of his backpack and putting them on the desk.
This looks important.
And I'm like, oh, look, he's inspired by our girl Erica to use car parts as a weapon.
Hell
Love
yeah.
this. Love this for you. And so, you know, they run outside and Isaac is like driving the motorcycle in the hallway and like lots of like little high school shenanigans. And it works just as they hope it does. And they get the twins kind of like in trouble.
I
and
love
Miss Blake
how
catches them.
Yeah, Blake catches them with like a motorcycle in the hallway. I love how that gets a suspension and not Isaac potentially beating the shit out of another student. That was a lunch detention.
Correct.
But bringing a bike into the school is a suspension.
And also, we're going to pay a little bit of attention right here to the fact that the twins don't seem to know Miss Blake.
Yeah.
And that Miss Blake, like, doesn't seem to have any specific reaction to the twins.
Yeah. No one's sniffing the air.
No one's, like, sniffing. No one's doing nothing. It's, yeah. So,
I can just say werewolf senses seem to be plot dependent.
Correct. They have to like remember to they have to remember to restart them. They have to unplug them and plug them back in again like the router.
Yeah, because like I still think Scott should have smelled something during the vet visit.
Seriously.
But it's too late now. So chronologically, I guess, Stiles has gone to see Deaton because he's like, I don't have all of the information. And it's hard for the sheriff to do his job when he only has half the information. But you know who else seems to have a lot of fucking information in this town?
You.
Deaton. You probably know more. You do, sir. You feel like you've got more information than you're telling the rest of us, and I want you to start spilling the beans. So he starts to kind of talk about the Triskele, the Mountain Ash. It's all Celtic, Druidic stuff. And he's putting these pieces together, and he will not be ignored.
Dan.
I will not be ignored, Dan.
I will not be ignored, Alan.
Alan, yeah. And he's talking about how the druids were big into giving it up to the gods via a threefold death with human sacrifice. And he's basically up in Deaton's face like, let's go. Let's talk.
Magic Stiles, Magic Stiles, Magic Stiles.
I know. So again, this is what I was like, now's the time, Deaton. Like,
now is
give
the
it
time.
to Stiles. Not give it to Stiles, but not you, Deaton. But like, here it is. Like, here's the time to progress Magic Stiles. We've got Gaelic words meaning wise oak will come back to you. Someone corrupting druidic ways. Like, now's the time to make Stiles Magic Man.
Now is the time.
He had like his stuff out on the table.
Yeah.
And he like
with
pulled out mistletoe. Yes.
He had it all. I'm so Magic Stiles. Magic Stiles. Well, we don't get there, but Deaton does give us a lot of like philosophical kind of concepts about druidity and etc. They'll be relevant here in a minute.
Yep.
But speaking of magic people.
Yes, because concurrently we cut to it's because these two things are really happening at the same time, just in two different places.
Stiles has ditched class. Stiles is done.
He's gone. He is out the door.
He's done. Lydia, however, is still in class.
Well, she's in a class.
Yeah.
And not her class.
And I love this so much because Lydia is like sitting in a chair and she's drawing, just waiting for the teacher. And Danny comes up behind her, real gentle, and starts asking questions. Hey, I like what you're doing. What are you drawing? Hey, what's going on?
Hey, how you doing, bud?
He has had so much training in de-escalation. He has had so much training in like what happens when you think somebody is a danger, because like the way that Danny is handling Lydia in this moment is so clinical.
Yeah.
It is so clinical because like he's not coming up to her and being like, hey, aren't you in the wrong class? He's just like coming up to her and is like, "Hey, like, how you doing? Like, what you up to?"
He's just there drawing a big old tree.
She's just there drawing this big old cool tree. And it turns out that she is not in art class, but she is in music class. That she's not actually in.
Nope, because the camera pulls back and she's sitting in the middle of a music class that she should not be in.
Yeah. And like, I don't know if Danny like knows this on purpose or if this is just Danny instinct because he's the fucking best. But like, Lydia has once again ended up someplace that she didn't go to on purpose. And it's, continuing to freak her out because every time this happens, she runs into like a dead body and she's like not about to have it. And then last semester with the Peter hallucinations, like she's like on a fucking tightrope right here. And Danny could have very easily shoved her off the tightrope, and he does not.
Yeah. She really
very
keeps it
easily
together.
Could have like triggered her, and he just refuses.
Yeah,
and I love this for him.
She keeps it together for this one too, because she everyone kind of files out of the classroom because there's this whole like, if the teacher doesn't show up after 15 minutes, you can leave. Like, which
Did
is
you
true
ever do
and
that in
not
high
true.
school?
No, I did it. We did it in college.
We did it in high school, and we did it in college. It only worked in high school, like. It didn't happen very often. And by and large, those of us who like were in those classes just like walked outside of the room and sat down and started doing homework.
Yeah, listen,
Like,
I had a perfect attendance record up through high school.
It's really important to you.
Yeah.
For me, like my high school was small enough, like I couldn't just like leave. Everyone knew me. Like, I didn't want to leave. But basically at 15 minutes, if nobody showed up, I put my headphones back on.
Yeah, I honestly
did homework in the classroom. Be like, and like 30 minutes later, someone would come in and be like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "Just sitting in class, I guess."
I cannot remember a time in high school where the teacher didn't show up. College, yes, but high school, I don't remember it happening. It might have, and I just don't remember. Like, I don't remember high school. Like, it's a blur.
Yeah,
it happened. Allison, it happened 20 years ago.
I'm really impressed. Good job.
I don't recall. Like, it's gone.
Yeah, it's true.
I'm sure it affected me as a human, but it's gone. I don't think about it.
Well,
which is maybe good.
That's probably pretty good, but unfortunately we have to go back to high school because Lydia Martin is once again about to have kind of a bad day.
She is. So there's a phone sitting on the piano, which I'm really glad she noticed. Because if she hadn't noticed it, the rest of the season would be over.
True.
And there's a recording on this phone with some music, and she plays the music, and it's a little piano ditty, and it's very nice. And then partway through the recording, there's like a bang on the keys, and then some really creepy chanting.
It's the Avatar music.
And then some like some creepy chanting, which was not the sound I just made.
No.
But we're really feeling that sacrifice vibe.
We are.
So she does the correct thing in this instant and calls Stiles.
Correct. Who brings Dr. Deaton?
Yes.
Because that's where he was. And Stiles is just continuing to get mad about Deaton for keeping secrets about like the druidness of everything. And then Deaton's getting mad kind of at Stiles, but kind of at himself about like hiding him having been a druid. He's like, I've been trying to ignore it for so long. It's like, well, okay, dude.
Yeah. Like, sorry that maybe you had like a bad history, but people are literally dying.
Sorry you were low-key in love with Talia Hale.
We'll get there.
Oops.
Spoiler alert.
But
Derek could have been your son?
What? Yeah. Lydia calls Stiles basically and tells him that the music teacher, has been taken. Sponsored by
there's blood on the piano. There's also blood on the piano, which is never a good sign.
Never a good sign.
Yes. And if we think about it, Lydia was drawing an oak tree.
She was drawing a tree. A cool tree.
Druid in Gaelic means wise oak. So we got her brain thing going.
Oh.
So Deaton and Stiles meet her in the music room and they start talking like, what kind of clues can they find? Like what is happening? Like, how do they find more information. What can they put together? They had the virgin thing, and Deaton says that each grouping of 3 would have its own purpose in this druidic system of thought. And they're like virgins, healers, philosophers, soldiers.
Yeah, the warriors.
The warriors.
The warriors.
The warriors. We are the warriors. And was it Lydia who remembers, or Stiles who remembers?
It's Stiles who finds a picture in the desk drawer of, I think he's getting, is it a wedding picture where he's in dress blues?
I think so. Of the piano teacher.
The music teacher.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. In dress blues. And recalls that Kyle was in ROTC with Boyd.
And then it's Lydia. And then it's Lydia who's like, well, there's somebody else with a military connection.
And we cut to Mr. Harris's desk, who has like a little plaque on it with some military saying on it. And my first thought was like, a Marine, maybe, yeah.
Dude,
which I don't actually know how they let him in.
That man is not a Marine.
No.
That man is not a Marine. He's not a Marine Navy Reserve. He's not. He's National Guard at best.
At best.
And this is no shade on the National Guard. The National Guard is like doing the work that nobody else wants to do. But like, this man could not pass an army physical. He could not pass basic training. He would get like just like kicked in the shins by every commanding officer he'd ever had. Like, are you kidding me?
I quickly looked it up. The plaque on his desk is the Cadet Honor Code from the U.S. Military Academy at West Point.
Okay. So he went to West Point.
Okay, I still don't know how they let him in. Like, he's the snivelingest little dickbag.
Well, yeah, but at 18, a lot of kids are sniveling and pains in the ass.
Maybe his parents set him to try to shape him up.
Maybe. Okay. He went to West Point. He did not enroll. There we go. Makes sense.
My note here was just let him die.
Yeah, mine is all caps. Mr. Harris has a military connection. Please get taken. Please get taken.
Just let him fucking die. Cut to get wrecked. Cut to Mr. Harris hearing whispers in the dark.
Whisper.
And I was like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
Other than it continues the cycle of the evil druid.
Yeah.
So
whoops.
You know.
So everything kind of comes to a thing here today. Ooh, spooky.
A head?
It comes to a head. Yes. Shush.
It comes to a blob.
Shush. So, we're still at school, and Ethan and Aiden are in the hallway. They're trying to pick a fight with Scott and Isaac because they're still pissed off about the whole like suspension motorcycle incident. And they form into their super alpha, and it's going to be like, oh shit. And Scott and Isaac go running. But then Deucalion shows up and comes to correct them.
Yep. A little tap on the shoulder.
Yeah. And a little slice across the face. Like the power. The thing that this showed is like Ethan and Aiden have been like, shown as like the big scary guys at school, but Deucalion is their boss. Like without question.
Totally. 100%.
And that power is just wild.
Yep. Doesn't have to say anything, just as like zip it. And I wrote them as they morph into Big Twin.
Correct. Big Twin.
So we have our other trio. So we had Isaac, Scott, and Allison, and now we have Deaton, Stiles, and Lydia. So we have 2 sets of 3.
Ooh.
They go to Harris's office. He's gone. But they find tests with weird letter grades written on it. Like, who can get... What was the first one they found?
This test is graded R.
This test is graded R. R for wreck. No.
Yeah, they have a test that's graded H. Like, what?
Yep. And it turns out... So, Deucalion, Deaton immediately starts sorting the tests out and says, a wise oak can become corrupted by evil and become a dark oak, and that is in the Celtic and Druid, whatever. Gaelic, yes, spells out Darach, Darach, and we have our big bad for the season,
the Darach. Also, the kid's name on the H test is Big W, and I really appreciate that.
Immediate fail.
Big dub.
No points. Big dubs.
Yes. So the
Immediate fail.
The Duroc is is just the big bad.
We got our big bad. So in episode 4, we got our big bad for the season.
Ooh.
Who's been loitering in the first episode. So they've been around, like, causing havoc, but now we have a name.
Now we have a name.
And speaking of a big bad, we are back at the loft. It's
with
nighttime.
The final trio.
With the final, yes, we got 3 threes.
We got final
Derek,
trio.
Isaac, and Cora. It is a dark and rainy night. Derek is staring pensively out of the loft window, telling Isaac that he needs to leave. Because it's just too crowded in this big empty loft.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is a thing that happens in TV shows and movies and books and whatever. This is like this is a purposeful miscommunication.
Yep.
He is doing this to protect Isaac.
Well, he's doing it for one of 2 reasons, and I'll put those 2 reasons up for you here in a second.
Yes. But he's doing this on purpose, and he is also purposefully not telling Isaac why.
Yes.
Which is stupid.
Yes.
Why does he not just tell this kid the truth?
Yes.
You fucking idiot.
You fucking idiot.
Because
Isaac Cora is around the corner, and she looks so heartbroken. She's so defeated.
Yes, because he's using her as the excuse.
Yeah, because he's using her as the excuse because she got a front row seat to I'm going to make you kill your pack.
Mm-hmm.
So toodaloo. Yeah. And now she's watching Derek try to keep Isaac literally as far from his claws as possible. But he's doing it in such a way that is going to just slice open all of his old trauma wounds.
Yes.
He throws a glass at him, and I'm like, Derek, Samuel Hale.
Yes.
What?
Derek Stiles Hale.
Derek Scott McCall's #1 fan. Hale.
Do not be like his father.
It is. I'm just.
And part of me, I was like, actually, this is just bad writing.
A little bit, yeah.
You don't... does the story need this? I don't think it does.
No.
I think there's enough going on in Teen Wolf 3A that you don't need traumatizing Isaac to add to the drama.
You don't. And but here's the second reason, though.
Mm-hmm.
Because...
Yes, ma'am.
Because... after he gets kicked out of the loft.
Yes.
Isaac shows up to whose house?
Scott McCall.
Scott McCall's house, and turns up at Scott McCall's bedroom door with a soaking wet white t-shirt.
Yes, he does. He Mr. Darcy's it.
I'm not saying that Derek sent him to Scott to seduce him, but I'm also saying that isn't what he was doing.
He could have done that without hurting his feelings.
He could have done that without hurting his feelings, but he chose not to. But no, we all know that that's why Derek kicks him out of the house, is because Deucalion is actively threatening his pack. And so Derek is trying to keep them all, except I guess his sister, at arm's length.
Yes.
If you're not here to get murdered, then I'm not going to murder you. The way he does it is needlessly cruel, and it sucks for absolutely everybody. But this is how you get Isaac out of Derek and into Scott.
But just be like, hey, Pack, you've met the Alpha Pack. They suck.
Yeah, they suck.
They want me to kill you. I don't want to do that. So I'm going to need you to go spend some time with your Uncle Scott.
Yeah. Literally.
Okay, bye.
You could just be honest with them.
And there's still so much drama to have happen in the show, because you can still have okay, now Isaac is spending all of his time with Scott and is actually, this dude's a pretty good leader. Mm-hmm. Maybe I'm just not into Derek anymore. And you can still have that transition happen without it being
cruel.
Derek is cruel to me, and maybe I don't like that.
Yeah. Yeah. It's unnecessary.
You don't have to throw Derek under the bus.
And here's the other problem that we have here. And
don't hurt Derek. We don't like it.
It all comes back to the retcon. It comes back to the retcon.
Mm-hmm.
This is not a decision that 27-year-old Derek would make. This is a decision that 20-year-old Derek would make.
Yeah, that's true.
This is the Robb Stark problem.
Yes.
This is not the decision of a grown adult man who can see the problem. This is the reaction of a hyped up overly hormonal college kid who's taking like the fiercest possible option because he desperately needs it to work. Like this is the Robb Stark problem. Derek right now is still being written as about 20 years old, 19, 20 years old.
Because he is.
Because he is, even though he looks like a grown-ass man. Character Derek is still in his like late teens, early 20s.
Acting stupid.
And is fucking stupid. As were we all at that age.
How dare you? It's perfect.
My brain is still made of Jell-O, let's be clear here.
I'm still a piece of shit.
But you know what? Jell-O melts in the rain, or at least the powder does. And you know what else gets wrecked in the rain in this moment?
Mr. Harris.
Mr. Harris freaking does. He is tied to that tree. He is like sobbing. He's like, don't kill me. I'm still helping you. Like,
yeah, what's that about? I did everything you ask. What are you talking about, bud? What did you do? Why are you always helping the bad guy? What is wrong with you?
Helping the bad guys. He helped Kate Argent set the Hale fire. He helped Matt do his little, like, he has the car or whatever. He's helping the Rock. Like, what the fuck are you doing? Bad guy. Bad guy. But then
why?
The glory occurs and he dies.
He gets deaded.
Bye-bye.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. So it seems as though the warriors are officially gone.
Yes, we got 1, 2, 3. We got the music teacher, Kyle, and
Mr. Harris.
Mr. Harris. So we had the virgins, we had the warriors. Who's don't next? Yet know if we're going to have another group of 3. We're assuming we're going to have another group of 3.
Yeah, we're assuming, but we don't know yet.
Two groups of 3 seems silly.
You got to have more than that.
If you're going to have a group of 3, you got to have 3 groups of 3 at least.
At best.
Yep. So it's a rough time to be anyone in Beacon Hills right now.
Literally anyone of Beacon Hills.
And because we don't know, could they be healers? Could they be philosophers? Could they be athletes? Could they be woodworkers? Could they be
people with tiny dogs?
People with tiny dogs. Could they be chefs?
We don't know. We don't know.
We don't know. So everyone, watch your back.
Yeah. No, this episode...
Not us, because we're living in the future.
Yeah, it's fine. We don't live in the Beacon Hills, thank goodness. But no, this episode, it's got some good pieces in it. But as a whole episode, it's not my favorite. I really appreciate that they're finally fleshing out Deaton's character a little bit more. I am sad it doesn't give us magic Stiles.
I know.
And I don't like how Deucalion just monologues. Don't love that for us. But yeah.
No, me neither.
Still mad at Derek for kicking Isaac out in the way that he did. Very excited to see what happens in the Scott and Isaac next chapter. I'm ready.
Yeah, for sure. Just, stop treating Derek like this. I'm not into it.
Stop it.
Stop it.
He just got his sister back. Can you give the two of them a moment to chill?
He can make bad decisions, but when they make sense, this was just needless.
Yeah, this was rough.
I mean, you don't have to hurt. Yeah. Anyway, we're apologists. We are Derek Hale apologists, and I'm not gonna be sorry for that.
Yeah, I'm a little bit of an apologist, but I'm a recovering apologist. Yeah,
we try.
We do.
Or do we? I don't know. I don't know that we do. Don't try that hard. He's so pretty. I can't help it.
It's true.
I think that's a Taylor Swift lyric.
If it's not, it should be.
If it's not, it will be next time. Copyright. I don't think that's how that works.
I don't think that's how that works either.
Oh, yikes. All right. Well, this was an episode. Can't say it was my favorite. They're not. It's fine. It's fine.
It's fine.
It's just there have been much better episodes.
Yes.
But it is very nice to see Mr. Harris take it in the shorts.
Bye-bye.
So, goodbye, sir. You will not be missed.
No.
Get wrecked. You suck. Cool. Okay. So we will see you next time. Thank you for listening. If you want to, do the stuff, rate, review, subscribe. Is that what the kids say? That's the one. You can find us on the internet at Fandom on the Rocks. The good old Patreon, which is patreon.com/Fandom on the Rocks. Always a good choice. And then we'll catch you on the next episode next week.
Oh!
You've been listening to Pack Dynamics, a Fandom on the Rocks podcast. For more episodes, subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. You can follow us online at Fandom on the Rocks. If you'd like to support the podcast, you can subscribe to our Patreon account at patreon.com/fandomontherocks. Subscribers get access to ad-free content, exclusive bonus episodes deep diving into fandom, and more. So until next time, keep your pack close.